Hello, namaste, and welcome to the seventh episode of a special edition of CD Baat. I'm your host Pawan, and today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is also very interesting, and that is job versus dream job. Before we begin, I'd like to quote a very famous personality who once said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle." The person who said this is none other than the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. The issue before us all today is a normal career job versus a dream career. Are we ready to pursue a dream career? We do not know. Whether do we have a risk? We do not know. We're all very scared. So to talk about this, we have a very special guest today, and that is Miss Tharishma Boochia from Mauritius. She's a youth leader from Mauritius and has been active in her country. We'd like to welcome you, Tharishma, and please deliver your opening remarks.
Thank you, Pawan, for the introduction. It's a pleasure having me on the platform today. So the topic is about, is there a right choice for a job, or is it a compulsion of taking up a job? So the lockdown is the period where many of us, especially youngsters, are stuck between the crave for their dream job and getting on with any job that comes along the way, only for the sake of getting a salary that will upgrade their lifestyles or supporting the family financially. Well, as we are stuck in this lockdown situation, many people have been certainly having thoughts about life, about their jobs. Graduates are just scared of seeing a blurred future where pursuing a dream job looks impossible because of the country's economical situation. I just want to reach that to them, that giving up now, right now, because of the alarming situation all around the world is not a solution. We still got to hold on to our positive thoughts that everything will be healed with time. It's just the patience we require, and everything evolves gradually.
Hi Tharishma, I'm Lavpreet Kaur and I welcome you on board on TV Bar. Quit the job, follow your dreams, chase your passion, live life to the fullest. These seemingly cliche pieces of advice are often repeated whenever you encounter motivational blogs or inspirational websites, right? Why is it so? It's because these mantras mean something. These mantras are actually often emphasized because they are valuable to the improvement of your life and betterment of your personal growth. But here's the question. This is not just my question. It's a question millions of people around the world struggle with. And right now, when we are literally standing at the crossroads, this is one of the most important questions. Safe job versus dream job. Do you take the sure thing that's going to pay the bills? Or do you take a leap of faith and follow that small voice inside that has a direct line to your heart? Basically, do you choose money over dreams or dreams over money? What's your opinion on this?
Hey, hello, Lavpreet. Well, according to a global poll by Gallup, 85% of people are not happy in their job. So we are all chasing money instead of happiness, I assume. We created a handcuff of ourselves where we limited ourselves to jobs to impress our parents, the society, our friends, and biased opinions of random strangers. The world is what our parents showed us, their expectations. Millions of things holding us down. We are stuck in a cycle where paying bills became the goal of our lives. Well, it's true that money is a necessity to survive in this world where technology is taking over most of the jobs. But we human beings, what are we in the future? Will we still be needed to work? What happens when we are old? Well, let's say 65, when you would be retiring from your respective jobs and you have built up a good bank account, secured the future as you know. You got that much money out of which you would be expecting happiness. But it's just loneliness, right, in the end? Well, it's not the case with our dream job. It might not be possible because of social and cultural barriers, but why not making it a part of our life? The dream job is all the well-woven job in our mind, where everything is perfect, no complaints. It's just you and the job you would want to wake up for, or even have sleepless nights for. You would never mind being not paid or paid less for the job, and this one does not come easily. It comes up after struggles and failures, and one day you would feel a miracle just happened. Why playing it short for money? Why don't we play it long for happiness? It's not the easy way out, but it's the longest way. So back to Lovepreet and Pawan. Are you guys happy in your respective jobs? Did you pursue your dream job, or was it just to be secured financially?
Well, Tharishma, thanks for a wonderful answer. Decisions are the hardest thing to make, especially when it is a choice between where you should be and where you want to be. Tharishma, I have something to add here. I personally feel that everyone has their own dreams and aspirations, and there's absolutely no one who would ever want to not pursue their dream job. The thing is, during the journey of our school and college, most of us are stressed over not knowing what we should do for the rest of our lives. Isn't it strange that we spend so much time in school and yet we are never taught how to figure out what we should be doing when we grow up? Similarly, even if we realize what we want to be, we are never given a training on how to get what we want once we know it. In my personal opinion, we should always make decisions that prioritize our inner peace. The thing is that if our dream is big enough and we have the courage to fulfill it, the money, the success, the fame, everything will follow. It's just that the inner peace only comes if you have actually been living in a situation that you always wanted to live in, if you are your own master.
First of all, Tharishma, thank you for giving us a good picture about jobs and dreams and what is the dream job, how do you want to pursue it. I'd like to share an interesting anecdote with regard to India. So in India, a lot of entrepreneurs and they exist. But the problem is this entrepreneurial spirit, the entrepreneurial drive that one has, somewhat fizzles out in the end, and there is an element of failure, there's a fear of failure to be specific, and there's also a problem of risk aversion. People are not ready to take risk, to put in their full time into something that they want to always pursue. So there's an element of risk aversion and a fear of failure that we always have in Indian psyche. I think a lot of people are slowly coming out of this to try to pursue their dream job in some way or the other. So this is a welcome change. I hope the change is going to soon manifest in other countries as well.
Well, I have to agree with Pawan here. Most of us do give up on our dream jobs because in the course of action we realize that we need very high risk appetite, a lot of perseverance, patience and hard work for achieving that dream. And somehow we stop carving our career in the dream aspect. Well, I have to agree with Pawan here. Most of us do give up on our dream jobs because in the course of action we realize that we need very high risk appetite, a lot of perseverance, patience and hard work for achieving that dream. And somehow we stop carving our career in the dream aspect. So I feel there's one common backstory behind all of us. We have all been told that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. That's a message that has been ingrained in us since our childhood, when we imagined of becoming astronauts, athletes, movie stars, rock stars, supermodels and whatnot. Most of us eventually came to realize that we can't all be Taylor Swift, Amitabh Bachchan or even Mr. Obama. And that we don't even want to be anyway. All of us are one of a kind, as classmates say. As we get older, we typically outgrow these fantasies of youth and begin mapping out a career which is aligned with our personal goals and values. Some of us end up getting into jobs where we get frustrated and we are just doing them for the sake of fulfilling the stomachs of our family, fulfilling our little desires. And some of us land into jobs which we enjoy doing, which we actually want to do, in which we actually wake up with this motivation, with this smile on the face to grow every single day. So I want to know from you, Tharishma, your personal experience in this regard. So what I mean is, many of us carry a picture of our dream jobs in our mind's eye. But we do very little to attain it, believing that it would simply land in our lap one day. Needless to say, that never happens. In a job hunt, as in other areas of life, it is important to be proactive. You have to work smartly and steadily towards your objective without getting disheartened. So, what has been your personal experience in this up and down journey, roller coaster journey of finding your dream job and landing into a situation that gives you comfort and happiness every single day?
Thank you guys for the beautiful words put forward. Well, personally, I would say that time is the most important asset. At 17, I knew I had to try out a job during the summer holidays. And trust me, starting with a minimum salary was the best decision at that time. The struggle was real, like adjusting with people, conversing with them. Even though you were not in a mood for a conversation, it happens. You have to deal with people's opinion out there. Their opinions should not reach your heart and mind. Your soul is different in this world, and it does not need to be compared with others. At 18, I was caught up between moving towards a fully funded scholarship or towards a half-funded scholarship. I chose the fully funded one because it was more financially stable, whereas the half-funded one would have led towards my dream job. We do get caught up between making the right decision. It was not about the right choice for a job here. It was about survival. But now at 23, I'm well settled in a job as an educator. Initially, it was hard to adjust because it was not really the job I was looking forward to. Before agreeing for the job, I looked out for every escape possible. Guess it did not work trying to look for the dream job. As an educator, I cherish the days I spend with the children. As annoying they can be, as loving and caring they can be, they just make up your days. They become inseparable parts of your life. It's a journey where you will discover the evolving you. One job all your life long might get boring. Don't you think so? We should be making the most of our lives. Well, we all struggle to make the right choice. We make a lot of wrong decisions. We lose and we fear to rebel. We are not building a life full of regrets. It's the time where you figure out a way, an alternative, even if you are not happy right now with your job. Don't hate your job. Just find your passion and pursue it along until the better days come. It all depends on how much you are willing to give, even if it takes sacrifices. Only you can make it better, not the opinions out there. If you lack motivation, look out for an influencer or role model. Live your dreams to make your mark in this world. Just don't give up on your dreams.
That's really inspiring, Tharishma. Getting stuck in a field you don't want to be in, compromising goals, values, or dreams, these are scenarios we can only be so lucky to encounter in the working world today. Right now, the job market is tough enough, and we may never ever have to choose between what we want and what we need. Especially in the period of this lockdown and pandemic, and after this, when we will actually see an employment crisis, maybe there would be people who would not have any choice left. But if you're one of those who still find yourself at a junction between what you want for your life and what your life has offered you, this can be one of the most agonizing decisions to make. But trust me, you're very lucky. At least you have the scope of making a decision. Well, I'll share a personal story here, and I really hope it inspires all of you, just like Tharishma's personal experience inspired me. As a kid, I always wanted to be a journalist. Something in me convinced me, my family, and the people who were associated with me, including my teachers, my friends, and my relatives, that she has the power of communicating with masses, and she is actually a journalist. As simple as this word sounds, it's a huge responsibility. Being a journalist means you are responsible for awareing the citizens and bringing out the right news in front of people, which today is a huge task. And guess what happened then? I chose MPC in class 11 and 12. Well, that might sound astonishing to you, but just like any average Indian good kid could do, if he got like over 90% in class 10, then he would either choose science or commerce. And I chose science, that too non-medical, which was not even a field of my interest. Little did I know that choosing non medical would actually help me flourish myself as a good speaker. Once again, the history repeated. I got a CGPA which exceeded 9, and I had no option but to choose bachelor's in engineering for myself. Though there was no family pressure, no pressure at all, but still I had no other option. Deep down, a voice in me said, "You are a journalist, what the hell are you doing? What will you do with the wires, with the microprocessors and controllers? You're not meant to use them, you're meant to deliver content." And I know that getting into this engineering college and doing what I thought I didn't want to do ever would actually help me carve out my dream in a better way. Now I know what kind of a journalist I want to be. And if there is 8 hours of lectures in a day, then the other 8 hours are mine. Are mine for fulfilling my dream. They are mine for working towards my dreams, using them in the best way to inculcate the skills I want. And when I get out of this college, I'll not be only an engineer, but a dreamer who actually became a go-getter. So me and Tharishma, we really hope that these stories, the little bits of our lives till now, inspire you to never stop dreaming. It's possible that you might not land in your dream job all at once. But even if you're not in that perfect situation, keep working hard, keep searching for it. Don't wait for the dream job to come and get you. In fact, go and chase it until you get it. That being said, most of you must be wondering that it sounds very motivational, but how much practical is it? They say, always go with the choice that scares you the most, because that's the one that is going to help you grow. But sometimes those choices can be really far-fetched. For example, someone wants to open his own educational institution or maybe start his own industry. Now that's the aim that would require a huge capital investment, will require a lot of skills, a lot of experience and an interconnection with people. You can get anything but not experience with money. So how much important is it, according to you, Tharishma, to take the initial experience, whether it's a small paid job, whether it's small errand or anything, even like an internship? How important is it to take up these internships and these minute jobs in the course of action when you're trying to get your dream job? What is the significance of these jobs that you do in between?
What Lovepreet just mentioned about her real experience is very inspiring. And I hope many youngsters out there understood what it is about the right choice for a job. Well, it is important for these more paid jobs in between or even internships. It helps you to develop yourself even more and know about yourself even more. Well, I have had my summer internship in India in 2018 with a newspaper organization. I think it was one of the great moments I lived. Actually, I explored so much in the journalism field. I learned how to write, how to put thoughts and opinions on paper, and I think I just got better with the internship. These internship and little jobs in between, it just adds up to your experience, which helps you to find yourself, what you want to be in life, what you want to achieve. I think you just start building up yourself through those internships and small paid jobs.
Thank you so much, Tharishma, for adorning this podcast with your valuable inputs, insights, and your experiences. We are so obliged to have you with us today.
Thank you once again for having me on your platform.
We at CD Bath really hope that these kind of real-life stories of youth leaders actually helps you define the goals in your life better. Life is all about choices. Some we regret, some we are proud of, some will haunt us forever. The message at the end is, we are what we choose to be. It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. If your inner voice is screaming and telling you that you're meant for something else, even if you are in the wrong position right now, never stop trying and keep walking towards the goal. It's better to be approximately right than to be precisely wrong. Here's a tiny tip for you. When you have to make a hard decision, flip a coin. Do you know why? Because when the coin is in the air, you suddenly know what you're hoping for. Now that's your dream. That's what you want. We really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I thank Tharishma for joining us here and sharing her insights. Thank you so much to all our listeners who are supporting us by their valuable feedbacks. You win by working hard, making tough decisions, and building coalitions. And we hope that CD Bath is helping you a little bit in that process. We will see you in the next episode. Till then, signing off, this is your host, Lovepreet Kaur.